Hi, everyone, and welcome. This is Krishna Priya. This is the Human Colony Hucolo webinar. It is Saturday, June the 17th, 2023, and we have with us our wonderful channel, Jim Charles, with a very full house, full room. First time since COVID, I think you've had such a full room, so it's nice to...
Yes, it's been, this is the fullest I've been for a while,
Yeah, it's not...
There's still another one coming.
Yeah, we still got somebody else coming, so that's great.
Yes.
Let's say, introduce who you have in your room, Jim.
So far, I have Angie, Christine, Maria, James, Jack, Will, and Safira.
Great. That's
And Blair is coming.
Okay, and Blair will be there soon. And then we have Jennifer, you, no, obviously not, Barbara, Brad, Kat, Radha, Salesh, and myself, Krishna Priya. So welcome. Why don't we start off with some announcements, Angie, if you want to, and we can take it away.
Hi, thank you very much. Good morning. We have our gathering that is scheduled for next year. It is Hucolo Starseed Gathering. It is August 8th through August 12th, 2024. Not this year, but next year. The cost is $6.95, and I'm going to be getting the flyer out soon with having all the information in that. Some of the highlights are meeting your Starseed family, getting to know who they are, oneness, light code activations, and I mean, there's so much more to that, but it's basically centered around oneness. It will be at Onondaga Park in Canandaigua, New York, and $6.95 and covers everything. We are offering a payment plan, so it's far enough in advance. If you'd like to do that, you can go ahead, and that's an opportunity for you as well. If you're interested, please send an email to classes@hucolo.org. I will get registration forms out that will have all the information in there for you.
Yes, we already have several people that were interested, so that's cool. We're looking for a big crowd next year, so that would be nice.
Yeah.
So
yeah. When was the last one? In 2019, right?
Say that again, please.
The last retreat was 2019, right?
That is correct.
you're right.
Yep,
So
August
this is going to be well waited for. A lot of people have asked about retreats and things in the last few years, but it was COVID and there was a lot of things going on. So this should be really good.
We're right on a lake, free swimming.
Yeah, swimming is there. They have a room with games and things in it and pool table and stuff. So it is that there's a lot of stuff to do, plus the fact that there will be some classes, but it won't be as much classes as it will be other things. So
Perfect. Sounds wonderful.
campfires, yes, we'll have a campfire.
Oh, you have to have George Carlin at the campfire. That was one of the best.
yes.
George Carlin campfires.
That was yes, it was an interesting channel of George Carlin then.
It was so George Carlin. It was so amazing. If anybody wants to watch a really good video, go and Google the George Carlin channeling from Jim, because it's George Carlin. It is without a doubt. Even if you just knew George Carlin and they didn't say who it was, you would figure it out. It is just dead on. It's great. Yeah. Okay. So
if you're interested, classes@hucolo.org, and I will get everything out to you.
Right. Very good. Hope to see all of you there, or as many as can make it.
Okay. So for the requests, I can tell you what we have on this side, and then you can add to it. We have, and also from your room, we have the Pleiadian Council to Kerr for government meetings, Elijah, Metatron, a golden dragon, Almatok. From our side and from Will, there was a being related to the sun, or beings related to the sun, and then Mother Gaia. And let me just check in YouTube if anyone has any requests. YouTube people, if you have any requests, please type them in. and I will read them out. Let me see.
Very good.
Yeah. The
All
chat
right.
hasn't.
Hucolo webinar
Oh,
is
sorry about
Saturday.
that. It's me trying to get into the thing. I don't see the chat. It says the chat. Where's the chat? I don't see the chat right now. Weird. Okay. I do apologize. It doesn't display our chat. Oh, now I'm on the
Be trying
live
to get
page. There we
in
go. Oh, King or Queen of Lyra. Jahel. I guess that's an archangel. Jael.
Yes.
Yeah, that was from Paul. Tay did King or Queen of Lyra. Those are the two requests we have. Oh, and the Yael. Jael from the Yael, I guess. That sounds.
No,
maybe that's
Jael is an angel,
true.
archangel.
Okay. And then he also requested the Yael.
The Yael
Oh,
are a species.
Actually, I think he was requesting the Yael and he wrote Jael first,
Okay.
because then he wrote Yael. Isn't spelled the same.
Okay,
Please
very good.
correct that,
Yael.
Paul. And the 9D Lyran Council is the King and Queen of Lyra. So, okay.
Okay.
So I'll be watching the YouTube chat as well.
And what order is the prayers going to be in?
Can I be first?
We'll do this room and then your room. I think it's the best way
Well,
to do.
Angie wanted to be first.
So it's gonna take me some time to get up and move.
Oh, okay. Well, then we'll do Angie and then we'll do Jennifer and who else is in our room? Jennifer and Barbara, and then we'll go
To Will.
back. Yeah, let's do it like that. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, Angie, whenever you're ready, hon.
Atuku ora ta sananiataka. Oro soko o durushu nunuakata. O ara ina yati yatuku uch. Yesh a to ora sakata utiniti nich a.
There is light that is brilliant, but then there is light that is shaded. Make sure your light is brilliant and keep your light ready to shine so that others may see it, for it is an example to the world, and the world needs it more now than ever before.
Okay, thank you. Jennifer, whenever you're ready, hon.
Honatakawe, Ihona Wahite, Imanakona Tona Hawahe, Iko Tohahwami, Vishokahana Hoa, Vitola Konahate, Siwana Hotakanahi.
Life is precious, and there are many of you that are giving your life to holy purposes and great missions. Make sure that you continue on that path and not be deceived, for it is easy to move into the darkness when the light is so bright, and that there are those that want to move you away from it. Be aware and be cautious.
Perfect. Barbara, go ahead.
Tatahaka siniato hoshoati, kitihini ato kugamata kania chisiato, kitapaka hana hina, kitiniata konamada kasiada, kuhata kiata kanamada katiata kosho, kishimi anahai atukumarata kia, hata hakikia pachititia, kona hashia komana. Blessings.
Live with the heart, but remember to connect it to the mind. For the mind can see things that the heart cannot, and the heart can see things that the mind cannot. Make sure they are working together, for you are a bright light in the world. The heart needs protected, but you still need to shine. So make sure that you are able to do both, protect and shine. For it is a time that this is needed. Caution is in order.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, and Will, go ahead, Will.
Arhuta ta arsha. So utur akanata atari achikutur husa. Shiak atana. Karhiskata atana atura arsha akatit ata. Shayhata arhasia. Kurahana atari eshka. Atura aji. Chayahak asa hanati tahar hatutaha. Shosho o kanahatata. Shayheatar hasa. Pushkonorho. Isa anahaka anahata.
There are many messages coming to the earth right now. Open your mind and receive. Many downloads, many light messages. Many voices are speaking in the outer realms, and they want you to hear because it is time for you to listen. Do not just be interested in your own understandings, but be interested in the understandings of what is happening to your world and reach out to help others. That does not mean that you have to be involved in the darkness of it, but in bringing the light to it. It is a time of great beauty, but it is also a time of great darkness. Be aware that there is great things happening within your groups, and it is not all solemn, but it is also beautiful. Keep your eyes on the prize, which is to say that God is always with you.
Amen.
Thank you. Beautiful. Okay. So we have quite some requests. Did I read them already or not?
I think you read them, but I could use a refresher.
Okay, good, because there's a couple requests from also the YouTube. I see like Bola in the YouTube as opposed to in the room. So Bola, please make a request while I'm reading these out, and then we can go from there. Okay, I'll start at the top. We have the Pleiadian Council, Tukur for the government meeting, Elijah, Metatron, the Golden Dragon, Almatok, beings related to the sun that Will was dealing with, Mother Gaia, Spiracos, and I don't see, and then from the YouTube chat, we had the King and Queen of Lyra from the 9D Lyran Council, the Yael, the Atlantean Solar Dragon Queen Merida. And if anyone else has a request, they need to get it in quick. So those are the requests so far.
Very well, good.
And I know that I know that a lot of people have requests about or questions about the ships that were seen to have landed in Vegas. And also there's a guy, something Grush or John Grush, or if I'm wrong, he was a high-level military guy, and he's actually quit the military to be a whistleblower about all the vehicles that we have and some of the claims he's made. And Bola requested the Aldorians.
Yes.
Okay, so that's the requests. Lots and lots of them.
Very
Thank
well.
you.
I'll wait till we get settled here and then I'll go ahead. Well, of course, Elijah's gonna come, but
We'll just give it a minute.
yeah,
I'm so sorry.
that's okay. Blair is here now.
Okay, Blair's here, great. Does he have a request? David
Do you have any
Grush.
requests, Blair?
Yeah.
Okay. Very
David Grush is the whistleblower name. Okay.
Very well. I'll wait till you get settled here. Somebody that needs to mute. Of course, Elijah's gonna come.
Oh, let me, someone's not muted. Let me see who that is. Jennifer. Okay. There.
Okay.
Jennifer's was on the telephone.
Okay. Very well. One moment.
All right.
Have a wonderful session, everyone.
You as well.
Thank you. Look forward.
Greetings. I am Elijah. Grace be to all of you. This is the word of the Lord. He is telling you that there is great grace because he knows that some of you are confused about which ways to move, how to recover all the things within you that are are moving forward into the mission that you have. You must get rid of all the self-conceited thought processes. This is not all about you. This is all about God. This is all about the world. This is all about saving those that are needed to be saved and to be brought into the fold in a way that is loving, kind, and generous, beautiful, and wise. Wisdom is necessary in this time. Wisdom is something that many people have but fail to use at certain points, or they don't have it and they want to just talk. Be sure you're not just a talker, and use your wisdom wisely, because wisdom will lead the way. Wisdom will tell people what is necessary. Wisdom will show a way to a better place. Also, when you are following your mission and following God, opportunities will open up for you, and you will find a new way. You will find a different alley in which to bring yourself to a new part of your mission. It is not going to be just the same all the time. There's forever changes. Everything changes all the time. Even God changes. He does not stay the same. He moves forward, and he is with his children and with his people and with his own highest excitements. So he is moving forward the same as you, and so he will move you forward with him. So keep in mind that opportunities will open if you follow God in the way that you are supposed to. That is to give yourself over to him. Now, I won't tell you that he's going to talk into your ear. I'm not going to tell you that he will speak to everyone, but he will speak to some in their heart, in their brains, through channeling, through whatever means he can to get through to you if it is important for him to get through to you. Right now, there are many of you trying to do or doing your mission, and you are noticing some changes within yourself. It is always good to do introspection. It is always good to understand yourself before you can try to understand anyone else. And remember this, everyone is different. No one thinks like you do. No one is like you. No one wants the same thing as you do. So you must look out and see the needs of the people. See the needs that are around you. Help those that need the help, not just help yourself. Because many of you will just say, well, that's for me. Well, that's for me. This gift is for me. But you must share your gifts with everyone. You must share the thought and the beauty of all things with everyone. And so it's not just for you. It is for you, but it is for all. It is for you, but it is for all. Remember who you are in God. You are not to be the person that just stands out and not has anything real to say. But you are the person to stand out and be the bright light, the example, the beauty to the world, so that they can see God is within you. They can see the actions of God from you. They can see who you are in the way of spirit. Much love to you all, and I will bring the next person to you.
Thank you very much.
We were requested. Our names as a species are the Aldorians or Andorians. We have returned. It was us that was seen in what you call Nevada. We were the ones that showed up to be there. It was not an accident that we were there, but it was, we knew, a place where we would be safe. A place where we could actually show up and be reported without being harmed, without being looked at in a different way. Of course, they were frightened. Of course, they knew that we were not from this planet, but they also knew that we were not doing anything to harm them. Even though they were frightened, they knew that we were not there to harm them. They did hear footsteps everywhere because there were some of us that were cloaked, but they saw the two of us, me and the one within the capsule, and the ship, I should say. It is that we were here to be seen. We were here to be aware, make aware, and be understood that we are safe and we are not harmful. This is a big thing that we need to do for this world. It is time for more of us to be seen, more of us to understand, more of you to understand that we are here and that we are not going away, but we are safe. We want nothing to do with your governments. We want nothing to do with any harm to your people. We would like to give some counsel, if we may, but it is that part of us that is willing to help. We will not interfere where we are not needed or not wanted. We are only going to be where we can be safe and where we can give safe counsel and be a part of your peoples, for we want to be friends, just as many other species in this galaxy and universe want to be friends. We are not all close by. The Andorians are from far away, and this name is one that was given to us by your people. We adopted it because you knew something of what that meant. And we do not look like those Andorians that are from Star Trek, but we are the Aldorians that are our own people within our own rights. Someone has requested us. We
Yes,
have one moment.
yes, sure.
We also want to tell you that we are coming to your government meetings, as well as many other species and many other government, I should say, galactic and universal government people. And we see the injustice of some of your governments. And we are here to help you break through that injustice. Now you may speak.
So if I understand, so that it was not a crash, but a landing.
It was.
Yes, because they said that the ship was there and then it suddenly wasn't there. But if it was
Correct.
crashed, then irretrievable, I would propose.
If it was a crash, it would not have disappeared so quickly.
Yes. Okay. Bola says, and she's in the YouTube chat, so I have to read. She says, thank you. I've been channeling you for some time. I love the connection I had with you. Much love and light. Could you tell us more of who you are? And please give us a message for this time.
Well, I think I gave you a message, but who we are is people that want to be acquainted with your world, be acquainted with your people. They saw us, what we looked like. We were very tall. We have large eyes. We do not look human. Our features are human-like. Our mouth is very large. Our eyes are very large. And so it may look like we're hostile, but we are not hostile. This is just how we came about. We did not originally look like humanoids. We were actually come from the water, from the oceans, from our planet. And this is how we look now. Eyes bulging like fish, mouth like fish as well. And there are more than one race in the Aldorian cultures, but we are the highest form of it. Does that answer your question?
Yes, I believe so. And then there's requesting, and Tay Battle has said she figured that it was a deliberate landing. And thank you for landing. And I'm happy you were able to safely come and leave, she said.
It is about time. We may face some problems with the galactic government because of this, but it is all right.
Did you override them by just coming, or did you just take the decision?
Yes, we just came. We
I
did
see.
not really know about the rules and regulations from your world because we had just started to become familiar with your planet several months ago. And so we did what we thought was necessary and right. We may be in trouble for that, but it is not that we knew all the rules. It is that we followed our hearts, our minds, and what we thought was the right thing to do.
Okay. So this was their first time on the planet then?
Yes,
Okay. Well, you have an invitation from Shambra, Guru Raj, saying, please come to India. Uh, you're welcome to come to India.
we will
So
come
he's-
to many places on your world,
Okay.
but
perfect.
we may not always be seen if we are not permitted. However, this time was deliberate.
Mm. Okay, great. And they want to know, what constellation are you currently living in?
What constellation? Well,
Yes.
you look at your constellations from a different viewpoint than we look at your constellations. Our constellations have you in it, if you want to say that. But we are from the constellation Gemini.
Okay, are you in the same galaxy as us? Are you
No,
from- No. Okay. Okay, perfect. So that is the questions that I have, unless there's a question from in your room or in the, I don't have any other questions in our chat. Do you have a question in the room where you are from anyone there?
I do.
there is a question here.
Okay, please come towards the mic because we can't hear you.
Oh,
Yeah.
hello.
Hi.
Hello, I want to say hello to you.
Oh, greetings.
Hello. So the family that saw you, they're probably quite traumatized. Is there a reason that you, or can you help them out of their trauma after they've seen you? And is there a reason you chose that specific family?
Well, they were awake at the time. It was around midnight, your time in that area,
Mhm.
and they were awake working in their areas, and there was not many people around at that time. We thought it was a perfect opportunity to show ourselves because we knew these were peaceful people. We knew that they would not hurt us in any way, even though they might have implements of armament. They were not planning to use it against us. We knew and had already scanned their intentions beforehand. And
Mhm.
so they felt us even before we landed. It can be seen from one point that there was a flash coming through the sky. We did not land so close to them that they felt that much endangered, but we did land close enough that we could make ourselves aware of them from a distance. Now,
Mhm.
is that the answer to your question?
Yes, I have another one, not related, if I may.
Very well.
I was given to an Andorian family not long ago and given a ring with the letter A on it for protection, but in my vision, they would look quite human.
Well,
Too
yes.
close for my own protection, but I don't understand how I could be related to Andorian and why given to this particular family.
You were given to the family in a way that was not like an adoption or anything of that nature.
Mhm.
You were given to the family for training. And so therefore, yes, we are very active. We are proactive. We are ahead of the game. Many people are too frightened to become part of the game, if you will. But we are part of getting people educated about what is out here. It is not right for you to stay so blind. It is not right for you to stay so ignorant of what is really, really happening. And so we have adopted many into a training of understanding who we are. We are not going to waste time like other species have done so, just staying around and not even mentioning themselves or only coming through when they're asked to. We are here to make some changes.
Great, thank you very much.
Yes.
What kind of changes?
Understanding of who we are, understanding of what we can do, understanding of what aliens, as you call them, extraterrestrials, are, what they mean, what they are all about. We are seeing that is so confused on your planet They still have many doubts that we're even positive beings because so many films have been made that have been negative. So we are still fighting an understanding of the people that are here.
Okay, wonderful. There was a time, and maybe if Saphira was there, I did a channeling, and I usually never channel anyone other than Theos, where a being broke in to the channeling and they wanted to do the same thing. They wanted to come.
That
And
was
they were
us.
determined. Yes.
Yes,
And it was a female that I channeled, and I
yes.
can't remember her name, but she came through, and I remember at that time they were kind of shut down from coming through, but they were quite determined. I think this was probably 6 or 7 years ago. This channeling
Well,
came. Do you remember
We,
Saphira?
I'm trying to,
we were not
I will,
active.
I'll remember it.
It is not that we were active then. And we knew about your planet then, but we were not active. But we did break through a couple times, but we reevaluated the situation at that time. You were not ready. So you're much more ready now than you were then.
I think so. I think humanity's crying out for it.
I believe you are correct.
Yes. Okay. Well, someone in our chat said they like your moxie.
Moxie. I will have
Moxie.
to, yes, I know that word, yes.
Your
I saw it in
determination.
his brain and now I understand. Someone
Okay,
wants to know my name.
Yes. What is your name?
Well, is it all right if I say it? Some
Absolutely.
cultures do not like us to say anything but our species. Some cultures just want to know us by our energies and things of that nature. But if you wish to know my name, it is Alachinchia.
Alachincha. Well, it's very nice to meet you. It's very nice
Yes,
to meet you.
thank you.
Thank you for being here. Is there anyone else? Let me just check the chat really quick to see if there's any other questions from the YouTube.
We are here to inform. We are here to interact. We are here to speak our mind. And if it offends you that we do this, please let us know. We are not here to offend. We are here to bring forth an understanding that is deliberate.
Okay. There is a question from Lionheart. He says, I'm assuming it's a he. Can you explain how you will, with these changes you're talking about, help us to remove our evil, corrupt, criminal leaders?
You must remove them. We will not. The thing is, there are so many of you that are confused and are corrupt yourselves, not you perhaps, but there are many out there that are corrupt and look to enforce corruption in many ways. They do not want godliness. They do not want nice. They do not want safe. They want to stir things up. They want something new, something different, something not seen before. But if they do that, they will destroy themselves. But they do not know that. They're just rebels and want this. But you must vote and get rid of the evil in your countries. I know that many of you say, but there are only evil people running, only people evil that are there to choose from. But if that is the case, then you must bring someone good to the front. It is up to you. It is not up to anyone else. The people must do this.
Right. It's true. Thank you. Tay says, she says, any further plans for public contact, though you did say you will be back. Do you know who put random obelisks around the world that appeared overnight?
That was
One
not,
was in, sorry?
but they appeared in many, many places. And those obelisks were actually sensors for the planet. It was another species that did that. And that species was from the Pleiades.
Okay.
But I cannot tell you which species it was because they are not wanting us to mention their actual name because they know that you would know who they are. And they don't want you to know what those obelisks are for, but we know what they are for. They are sensors They're sensors of the sunlight that is coming in. They're looking to see how powerful the sun is and why it has changed, and the view from the Earth from different angles of how the sun is falling on the planet, because it is changing all the time. The speed of the planet is moving forward, and they want to check that as well. They're also checking air qualities. They're checking if there is something happening that will manifest a different change in the planet's actual terrain, oxygen, etc. They are looking to see if there is outside influences other than what can be seen from the planet. Everything is very subtle, but they are seeing that there are many beings that are trying to corrupt the atmosphere of the planet. So they are putting these sensors there to see what is going on. It is also meant to purify the planet's air and purify some of the things that are coming to the Earth's surface. Now, in order to do that purification process with these different sensors that they are doing, people will feel the energy removing itself from them, the obelisks, that is. And they will feel that energy when they get close by, but they will not be able to penetrate these particular objects. If they get close enough and try to penetrate them, they will disappear.
Understood. Okay. There is a question from Barbara. She's saying, can you tell us a little, well, Barbara, you can ask if you want.
Hi, this is Barbara. How are you doing?
Greetings.
Greetings. I'm just curious, you mentioned the government meetings. Are there any information you can give us while you were in the government meetings? What questions were answered?
I can only tell you that what we saw was unfair, unjust, and their answers were too vague. We asked very straightforward questions and got very unstraightforward answers, very vague, very political answers. And so we only stayed for several hours and then left because we saw that our attendance was really not needed or really not going to make a difference. So we left. But we did see that first contact is being taken care of in some ways, but it's very subtle at this time. We want to do something much more forceful, much more interactive, like our landing in Reno.
Well, thank you very much. Much love.
We are going to try to find a different way to do this because we have been told that that was not proper activity. The galactic government showed us the laws that govern your planet about these kinds of things. So we are working with the galactic government to change these things, and with your governments. There are a few of your governments that are very willing to change what's happening, especially in South America and some other smaller areas. But it is that South America seems more open to alien contact than any other place in the world.
Okay. Thank you so much for the information.
There is
Why
a
do you
question
think
from
that is?
back here.
Sure, go ahead.
So the question is, hello,
Here's the greetings. Here is the microphone.
the question is this Earth a flat Earth or a round Earth?
It is a round Earth, but it has flat algorithms. Does that make sense to you?
Can you explain a little bit more about that?
If you are looking at time in a linear way, if you're looking at the universe as a linear sort of understanding instead of a chaotic one, and it's unsymmetry, there's a dissymmetry in the universe, meaning that the planets are not in any symmetry with anything else. They are there in a chaotic pattern. They do not fit any kind of regular patterns in the universe. So you will not find another solar system that looks like this solar system. you will find another star system that looks like this star system. So everything is in chaotic and misalignment. So if you're looking at the Earth as a round Earth, you will see that in the universe, everything is spherical, pretty much. You will, but if you're looking at string theory and if you're looking at quantum, everything is flat. Everything is made of flat surfaces. Everything is in a quantum string fashion. So therefore, when they're measuring the circle, they're measuring it with a flat surface, if you understand what I'm saying, quantumly. And that quantum surface is flat, and it makes all their algorithms come into reality as flat and linear. All right. So as it is being explained as a round planet, if you were to flatten it, it would be the same kind of algorithm that you would see in quantum physics. So quantum physics is telling you that this is a flat surface, but it is not a flat surface when you look at it from out here. It is a flat surface when you look at it from a mathematical point of view in quantum physics. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes a little sense that I understand about quantum physics, which is not a lot, but that explanation helps.
Very well, because I will go on a little bit, please. In quantum physics, you're going to have many algorithms about surfaces. The string theory is that all things are made from string-like instead of round, which you see throughout the universe, all the planets, all the suns, everything is round. But string theory says that everything is made of these flat strings in very different. So if you do the algorithm in that process, in that understanding, then you will have flat surfaces everywhere. You will have that the universe can be flattened out and put into numerical understanding through quantum string theory. And therefore, where the circles are, there is actually going through the middle of it a flat algorithm, which makes it different than a round surface. Does that make sense?
It seems like it does intuitively. I can feel
Yes,
it.
well, you can feel it, but it is hard to understand when you come to quantum physics. Okay, let me explain something else as well. There is the quantum attractions, one thing to another. Your entire body is made of quantum physics, all right?
Yeah.
Whenever you open your eyes, whenever you close your eyes, something is happening between the brain and the eyes, the brain and any part of your body, the brain and the circulation, that is quantum. It is that it's a quantum attachment that when this happens at the same time. You have things happening like this.
Yes.
And this is how the body is, because you cannot think something and then 2 seconds later have it happen. It happens at the same time. That's a quantum attachment.
Yes.
Now, there are things as super quantum attachments, which means that before this attachment happens, it already knows it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
That has already been predicted on your planet, that you are aware of it, that you see a second or two into the future and make that happen all at once. So it is that you can see a few seconds into the future and make all quantum attachments work.
Yes.
All right? That is also string theory. That is also quantum physics. I hear someone back there saying, interesting. Do you have your name is Jack?
Jack.
Yes. Are you having thoughts about this?
Yeah, somewhat. I mean, I'm kind of listening.
So did you have something to say about it? They said to you that you.
I'm interested. I mean.
They said that you
when
had.
We perceive, when we're here, we perceive the earth to be flat there, but when you look at it from a distance, it's obviously round.
Correct.
I wasn't familiar with the string theory.
Yes,
Stuff, or that kind of thing. I actually,
all right, but you understand it.
yeah.
Very good. I thought that there was a connection there. Yes,
There is. So stay there.
yes,
The way I'm understanding from what you're saying and the energy that you're giving,
yes,
that these strings are like the distance between the nucleus and the electron of an atom,
yes,
and that how it goes back and forth and
yes.
changes. And this string is the string of consciousness going into several new nows in the future
Absolutely, yes.
to bring it into reality, that we're creating this entire string. Consciousness is creating this entire string at,
1 second.
yes, one
thing
now,
is-
one moment.
Every single person is attached by a link in the heart, the soul, the lifeline. It goes throughout the universe, and if you stretch it out, it'll be a flat line.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
How's that?
Yes.
Makes it easier? But it
Does that make
is that
sense? Okay.
if you look at it in your world, everything is round, and that is fine. It being round does not change mathematics. Mathematics are showing something different than what you can see. But your vision is here in the round, here in the third density, here in a density that sees everything in a particular way. Your eyes are round, your world is round, your everything is round, correct? All the sun is round, the stars are round. It's a perception. It is what it is. You do not see the line between them.
May I ask a connecting question? please?
Correct. Another person.
No, please. Yeah, I just want to answer this question. So the golden ratio moves into spiral.
Can she come closer to the mic so everyone can hear her, please?
The golden ratio, on which all life forms seem to be in congruence with, goes in a spiral. You can see it in every part of nature and every part, which moves in a spiral.
But
So
it
does
is
that work in
flat.
conjunction with, okay,
Yes.
that's what I wanted to ask you.
Yes, the spiral is flat. What is it's actually going straight up.
Okay, thank you.
There is spirals of time. They are chaotic spirals in time. Does that make sense? And time does not exist in the same way that you think it does. If there is such a thing as time, it's chaotic. It does not exist in one way or another. It is existing in all kinds of ways. Does that make sense to you? It does not have one way of existing. Time at the edge of a black hole exists in a different way than time exists on your planet. Time at the center of the galaxy exists in a different way than time exists at the entrance of other suns and other anomalies. So time is chaotic. It can be changed, just like gravity is changed at the edge of a black hole. So there are certain things that change with energy, with gravity, with all things. And so you have to understand the quantum understanding of things, the string theory of things, to be able to see it the way it really is. You, as third density people, cannot see it as it really is. You see that it changes during these periods of time through quantum physics, but you don't understand that change, and you're just now starting to understand it with the string theories and with the quantums that are happening around you. You're starting to recognize quantum theory for what it really is. I'm sorry if I'm talking over some people's heads.
It's okay, it's very good information, thank you.
All right. Any more?
Exposure is good. Thank you.
Mhm.
All right.
Okay,
Good.
we have some additional questions. Kat has a question. Go ahead,
Yes.
Kat.
Yes, hello. Thank you for coming.
Yes. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. There any legal cosmos where we can sue those governments here on Earth because they say lies,
Yes, they are
promise
liars.
things. Is there any cosmic process that we can invoke or organize? It just came to my mind.
That is up to you. The people of your planet have many different bodies that have come together to combat these things. They are not well known to everyone, but they are working at a grassroots level, if you want to call it that. They're working at a grassroots level to change the planet in many different ways, many different understandings. We are here to support that. We are here to help them to move into a greater power so that they can actually bring changes to the planet. They are afraid of what will happen to them if they bring too many changes too quickly. The governments are watching them very closely. You have to understand that the negativity of this planet is watching all that is good that is happening. And so it is a fearful thing to be in constant watch. All right? And so there are many grassroots organizations that are actually bringing truth and positivity and goodness to this planet in a very high energy force. They are bundled together to send out energy, and it's working. But you don't know about them yet, and they will make themselves known when the time is right. But there are many that are doing this, and you can connect with them if you know where to look. But I cannot give you that information.
I'm talking more.
Hmm?
I'm talking more about cosmic legal process. Let's say.
The cosmic legal process. Yes, we are
Yep.
engaged in that right now. We are understanding that your planet is allowed to have its own rules and regulations, and it can be protected by the galactic government, meaning to say that when the Earth says we don't want anybody to come in, the galactic government says we must enforce that because your planet has that they have that right to block people from coming in if that's what they want, because it's your planet, not theirs. So if other people want to come in, then they're saying no, we don't want other people coming in, and that's the law. And so the government in the galaxy and the universe must uphold that. What is going on now is that they are trying to stop that from happening. They are trying to break down this chaotic and really quite primitive ruling that people must stay out and people must stay in. It's very much like a jail. It's very much like a prison for everyone. You are not allowed to go out. They are not allowed to come in. And so this must stop.
So, is there any ongoing legal cosmic process about that?
There is what they call the time of separation, which I am learning about. That was around 2004 to 2005, where that this rule was made with the galactic governments that aliens couldn't come in and humans couldn't go out. But they are trying to break that law. They are trying to bring that to an end. It's called the law of separation. And the law of separation separates everything from Earth with everything out here.
Okay, it's something to explore more.
So they are
We need to
working
know
on
about
getting
that.
rid of that. Yes.
Good. Second thing, can you explain me in short, few words, what does it take as in physics to bring energy in physical form from the cosmic energy,
Fusion
like
and
0
fission.
point?
You have energies coming from planets, stars. You have energies coming from movement. You have energies coming from different anomalies, and usually it's caused either by movement, fission, or fusion. In your suns, you have fission and fusion that creates the the heat that is sent out to the galaxy, to the planets, etc., to the solar system. And so also movement causes energy, and that movement of the planets, of the solar energies of the galaxies, of the universe also cause energies to come. There are different kinds of energies, of course. There are many different kinds of energies, and they come from different sources and different anomalies. So you have energies being produced within black holes, which is a different kind of energy that's produced than what is produced by a sun. But the energies that are produced by a black hole are compression and things of that nature, which sends out a different kind of energy altogether. But you do have fission and fusion still happening within the black holes and within the sun, but it's a different algorithm. It's a different kind of energy, and it's a different kind of understanding. Do you get that?
What? Can you give me a short process of short energy? I don't know, not teleportation, but how to produce it
Producing
in
energy
simple
in your
matter.
planet? Okay, I can tell you how to do that on your world. First of all, you must understand that each human being is capable of more energy output and input than you are able to understand. You were created to do that. You were created to output energy. You were created to bring in energy. One of the ways you can input and output energy is through awareness, which is part of the consciousness. The consciousness can be used as a manifestation. The consciousness can be used as understanding what is going on all around you, bringing in information. The consciousness is also a power of healing, a power of concentration, a power of all kinds of things. But you don't know how to grasp it yet. You
Well,
don't understand.
I'm aware of what you're saying, super aware, and I know that. And
But
I
you
was just
must.
talking about some. I was talking about some physical devices, not.
Physical devices can be created, yes.
Yeah, well, I think I don't want to take it too much, too longer, and
There are so many ways to create
Probably.
energy. I could go into many different ways. There is technology, there is the human being itself, there is all the energies outside here. Energy can be captured.
Yeah. Well, with the consciousness and self-awareness, I super understand that, but I don't want to take it too long here, and I want to let someone else.
I would
come.
like to speak to you about it sometime. There is so many ways.
Yes. What is your name again?
It is all right. Just call the Eldorians. I may not be available.
Eldorians.
Eldorians, someone will come.
Yeah, I appreciate for coming and for your explanation. Thank you very much. I like that.
Okay, thank you so much. There was just an additional comment from Bola saying, thank you for coming. And she dreams Eldorian energy and feel the connection and guidance in every moment. There was another question about how many people are you channeling at this time?
How many people am I channeling through?
Or the Eldorians, are they coming through to many people across the planet? I guess would be the question.
Only about 4.
Only 4. Okay. All right. And I'm just trying to make sure there was any.
Actually, only 4. Yes.
4 people. Okay. That's all the questions that I have on my side.
All
if
right.
there's
I will go and bring someone else.
Okay.
Unless
Thank you
there's
very much
questions
for
in the
coming
room.
and all your information.
Be well. Greetings, I am Takur.
Welcome to Kerr. Welcome.
Greetings, I have come because the meetings are adjourned. They finished last night. And so the information of the meetings is quite enormous, as you might imagine. It's been several weeks, more than 3 weeks, I think, on your time. So, oh no, not quite 3 weeks. All right. But there's a lot of information about first contact, a lot of information about the area 53. There's a lot of information about the separation agreements, many things. I don't want to just monopolize it. What are the things you want to know?
All of it.
Everyone wants to know all of it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Separation.
The separation agreement, yes, they discussed that with several different alien species and several different humans that were there. And it was a very interesting discussion. They actually almost said at one point that there really isn't such a thing as a separation agreement, but we know better by the Galactic Council. So they don't want to admit that they're doing this. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to be involved in having to say that it actually exists. So that is interesting to us, because that means that if they're not going to admit that it actually exists, then what are we supposed to do when the galactic government says that it does exist? So that was a big question. And we went through that quite a lot. And finally, they admitted, yes, that it was something that had existed, but it was only for the protection of Earth and its people. So that was not something that everybody wanted to hear, because they don't believe that to be true. They don't believe that it is something for protection. They believe it's for only the protection of those in power. Any other questions? There is actually, there was very many calls for it to be destroyed or abandoned. There was not much comment about that.
Was there questions? Who requested to occur? Was that Barbara, or who requested to occur earlier?
I believe.
Angie.
What about Area 53?
Area 53, where the people are supposed to be able to meet at some point. They're still working on this area. Atmospheric involvement is still being checked to make sure that it is safe for beings to come to Area 53. And they're trying to work it out that some species will just have to use a breathing tube and have backpacks with their kind of oxygen in it, or they are going to create bubbles that have a kind of oxygen or atmosphere for them, and that the humans will just wear breathing apparatuses. So this is being worked out. It's a complex ordeal, because getting the atmospheric balances correct is difficult, and they do not want to test it on another alien for fear they might hurt them. So all kinds of tests are being brought forth. Aliens are bringing animals from their planets to see if they can live in these atmospheres, etc. So it's still being tested. But right now, things are moving forward, as far as we know.
What is the, if you were to give a summary of the positivity that came out of the meetings?
The summary of the positivity. All right, they're looking forward to more medical advantages, meaning they want us to bring them cures for certain things, cures for cancer, cures for lymphoma, leukemia, these kinds of things which have actually still exist on your planet. But the thing is, they don't want it in a broad sense, because it would destroy the pharmaceutical areas of the planet, which are trillions of dollars. You understand? The pharmaceutical industry and the medical industry are trillions of dollars. And if they bring these things down, the economy will collapse. And it's already collapsing. So it is that they are trying to find a way to bring it in without collapsing the economy. This is difficult because it will have to be done in stages, but we are already working on stages for this to happen. It has to happen slowly because destroying the pharmaceutical and medical areas of the planet would be disastrous at this point. So it must happen slowly, but it is something that is being discussed. Also, we want to discuss the what is in it for the kings, queens, monarchs, dictators, presidents, all these things. And that seems to be a conversation that is very open. They want to discuss what is going to happen with them because they want to keep power, they want to keep prosperity, and they want to keep their rule in a sense that is only their rule. I have to take a drink. Talking too much. All right. We've learned how to do that pretty successfully. All right.
There is a question that is asking which governments are cooperative and to moving towards contact and all of these agreements and which governments aren't.
The governments that are in cooperation are most of South America, not all. Most of South America is in agreement. Africa is totally not. United States is on the fence. Canada is on the fence. Great Britain is now more thinking positively toward that because they see what benefits it could happen can do for them. Russia doesn't even talk to us. China doesn't even talk to us. Japan talks to us and are asking many very curious questions about tradition and things of this nature, which ritual tradition and these things because of the Buddhist understanding of the realms. And so they're sort of open to us. Germany is on the fence. Australia is open. Other than that, pretty much they're lesser powers. India is a great power, but it's very neutral. They certainly seem to be followers rather than leaders.
Oh, don't tell that to Modi.
And also the Middle East they have their own problems, and so they are not even interested in the separation agreement because it doesn't include them. What they're involved in, it doesn't include. So
Why is Africa so closed?
why is Africa so closed? They're
Yes, why-
being reformed by the Catholic Church, and the Catholic Church is a very big part of Africa now.
Okay. And why is in Russia is not speaking to you? Is that recent?
Yes, they have stopped speaking. They don't want anyone to know where they stand on anything.
Okay, interesting. Interesting. Right, let me just get to, there's some other questions here. Let me get to the questions. Let me see.
Safira has a question.
Sure,
So before the government meetings.
Come here.
can hear her.
Forget. Before the government meetings, there was this attempt to close down communications with outside aliens and the fear that they would influence the war in one way or another or what's going on. So has that lightened up? Is that better? And to what's happening with the US world governments and the war in Russia and Ukraine?
There's still a great fear of nuclear activity with Russia. And there are nuclear armaments in China that are also activated. But nothing has been actually done. Also, North Korea and Middle East, to have nuclear weapons that are already manned and armed in the sense that they're ready to go if anyone would say go. So your planet is very well armed right now. The United States also have many nuclear weapons, but they are not up and ready. Only a couple of them that we see for just actually protection, not for defense and not for attack.
Okay, are governments closing down communications with
The governments are closing down
Can't hear what she
communication.
said. We
She
couldn't
said
hear
our
what she-
government's closing down communications. And that is true. They do. You must come and speak whenever you want to say something.
Sorry.
They are closing down communications in many senses. They don't want to really discuss what they want to do, or I don't even think they know what they want to do. They are confused about many things at this time. Any more questions?
What do you believe the success rate of the meetings? What percentage you give it?
The success rate of the meetings is about 50-50.
Interesting. Higher than I thought.
It's 50-50 understanding success rate because there has been some give and take, but there needs to be a lot higher percentage for things to move forward in a way that is productive to the planet.
There is a question, but I'm going to extend it a little bit. Is there anything that we, as citizens of the planet, can do to move this along? I mean, we're waiting on the governments to make a decision, but is there any way to influence them from our side?
Yes. The thing is, people do not gather together to do this. They're not in any kind of groups that will actually come forth and say to the governments, we want this, we want that, we want the other thing. There's many things that can be done, but people are just too lax. You must get together and write letters to the government. You must get together and form groups that are government oriented. I know many of you don't know anything about what politics are like in many ways, but you must start understanding that if you want changes, you have to make them or be part of them. You can't just sit around and expect change. It's not going to happen that way.
Right. Unless there's any other questions in the room with you, I don't have any other questions for you, Takara.
Any other questions here?
Sort of.
Sort of.
Sort of.
All right. Will is sort of asking a question.
So I want to make several comments that, to me, these meetings were the most well attended by the human governments,
Yes.
including Russia. They had more envoys there than ever before. So no
Correct.
matter what, Russia was listening.
Yes. This
Okay.
is true. Yes, that
Okay.
is true.
And there were more alien races, ETs.
At
that-
least 6 more species.
The communication that happened, to me, going with the 50-50, is that because everyone was communicating and because people were seeing through all the lies and the stalling,
Yes.
that
Oh, yes, they know they're found out.
they know they're found out. And we as citizens, like you just mentioned before, start those groups that you've been talking about. Talk about it, and then write your local politician.
Well-
Communicate, bring people together, more people, because if you bring your group together and just talk about the issues that you want to talk about, whether you post it on YouTube or not, or post it on Facebook or whatever social media that you use, those people who need to find you will find it.
Yes.
And that will cause the ripples that need to happen.
Well, and also, you don't think they're listening to this? They're listening to our conversation right now.
Wow.
And you know that, right?
Yes.
They're listening in right now. They know what we're talking about. They know who they're talking to, and they know why they're talking, why we're talking, and why they're listening. And so it is not a secret that we are here talking. They have all you listening, they're listening to all of you as well. So it doesn't matter what you do, they're listening. They have their ways. You don't have to have a phone even, they're still listening. You don't have to have an Alexa or a Google. They're all listening. Does that make sense to you? They will listen no matter what. They have ways.
I would like to.
Did that conclude your questions, Will, or not?
I was done.
Oh,
All right.
okay, I have one more about contact. There is a 2035, keep myself out of the camera. There is a 2035 window that we understood for more active first contact on the earth, around there. So how would that work? Do
Well,
the governments cooperate with that, or do you know?
it should be sooner than that. It actually should be sooner.
And who's gonna begin it? Because it's been changing since a while.
It's up to, there are many things always changing.
Mhm.
And so as different species are getting involved, as different humans are getting involved, as different decisions are being made by your planet, your people, and the aliens, how can you possibly predict when that will be? There's not going to be a time and a date that's going to be said, this is the time and the date, this is the year. It's not going to happen. It can't happen. So they are going to come when they come, and it's going to be a surprise, but not too bad of one, hopefully.
I thought there was a planning committee for this.
There is, but how do you get 17,000 people together in outer space to do the talking and the thinking?
One at a time.
One at a time.
And so if there's this 2035 so-called window, do our governments, do you think, will be in agreement by that time? Is that the idea?
It's the idea, yes.
Okay, thank you, Chika.
Yes, but getting people together in your planet and outside the planet, difficult, very difficult. Getting them all on the same page, difficult. So, yes, you understand that. I heard the sniggering.
Yes.
Yeah, someone
Any
made
other-
the comments about how can we talk to the governments when we can't even get them to acknowledge what's going on?
Correct.
Yes. And then Donna asks, how many world leaders are clones?
Close.
Clones.
Oh, clones. There are a few. Now, you have these rumors going around that certain ones have been taken off the planet and cloned because they have done injustice and all these things. No. This separation agreement stops that. The separation agreement won't allow that. And the government, galactic government, will not allow them to take clone people and take people off the planet. That's just not happening. There are some clones on your planet, but they were there a long time ago. And they were there before the separation agreement. And there are still clones on your planet. And some of those clones are in political office, but they were there before the time of separation. Or they were voted in before, or they were part of your planet and were voted in after the time of separation, but they were already there. You have to understand that. Does that make sense to you?
Thank you.
Sure. That was from the chat. That's all the questions that I have on this side.
Remember, your government says no one in, no one out. So how can they do that and not be breaking the law? They can't.
Okay, thank you.
Now, there are some areas on your planet that can do clones. There are a couple human agencies that can clone people, and they are on the planet already. They're not from out here. And so there are some clones that have been made since the time of separation, but it's still illegal to do that and charge people with things that they cannot. There cannot be a fair trial for that yet. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Yes. Okay,
And there has to be the trial by the people of the planet, not by just someone who is an anarchist. Those have been stopped.
okay. So they were saying in the chat, we need names of the leaders. Is it
That
possible
are
to get?
clones.
Yes,
Let me see if I'm allowed to do that. That is something, that's information that is classified. And I'm not going to be the one that goes to in front of the galactic government for saying those things. And if I had permission, I would tell you, because I think that you should know, but it is not for me to say. Although I do know 2 clones, and but I could not say because it's not right for me to do so. It is not my place. Maybe if you get Grindel here, he might spill the beans on.
Still time.
Yes. He might spill the beans on somebody, but I'm not going to do that. I don't know how he can get away with some of the things he says.
there's a question from Donna. It says, is there a black door?
A black door?
No,
Lead-
back door, excuse
A
me,
back door?
Yes.
Oh, there's always a back door, yes.
Around all of this, basically.
There
To
is a
get it-
back door, but if you use it, you're taking a chance. You're taking a chance using the back door. There is a way to get through, and there many have. Some have been caught using the back door, and some have not. It depends on how sneaky you are.
There's a question, well, I have the question of what is the opinion of the Aldorians coming in on that ship?
They pleaded the fifth, like they didn't know what they were doing. That's how they got around it. And they actually can state that to a certain extent because their laws are very, very different than anything that you have here in your galactic government. And so they got away with that.
Interesting. Okay, that is all the questions I have on this
Very
side.
well. Someone else should come then.
Thank you.
Even though I want to say that at the end, there is so much more information, but it is not for me to just take up all the time. Ah, somebody's waiting. Oh. We will connect. Yes, someone knows who we are. We are from the sun.
That would be Will.
We are Cien Sorcilia Sa.
Can you please talk about the light, the frequency, the harmonization that is one needed, why you're sending it, and how humans can better connect and communicate with it and because of it?
The atmosphere here is very dense. The atmosphere here is harmful in many ways to many people on the planet. And so we are sending help in the way of different energies and different solar expressions. It may be seen as flares or whatever, but it is positive energy and information coming in from that area. We are seeing the density is causing too many problems, fatigue, headaches, aches and pains, disillusionment. And we are bringing in clear and refreshing energy from sun and sunlight and sun energy.
And you're helping to influence DNA progression.
Om is helping. Om brings us together. Om is unity. Om is oneness.
Thank you.
Is that your question?
Yes, and that answer meant so many different things to so many different people. So
Yes.
I thank you for it.
Yes, we are part of Om. That is togetherness, oneness, bringing things into the same vibrational efficiency. Does that make any thought process encouraged?
Yes. My question is there any intentional blocking of the sun from our government?
The government is not the ones that are causing the problem. It is those that understand what oneness is and want to dissolve it or create a barrier against it that are the true problem, and they are not from your world. They are creating instances on the planet to stop energies of positivities from coming in, making the atmosphere dense, making it unable to be dealt with properly. And so that is why we are coming in, bringing our energy into a place where it can be understood that we are positively influencing the atmosphere, the density, if you will. Nyakyawat, Shobyotu, we are Om.
Another question. Is there a specific frequency that would help to decalcify the pineal gland?
There are always ways. You know all the frequencies of mankind. They are set up in your world to be as teaching tools. These frequencies 444 and 446 and 548 and all these ones, these are all resonant with humanity in some ways, but they are lower forms of resonation with the planet. There are higher forms of resonation that will help more now that people are rising and becoming of a higher vibration. So you do not have to stay with these lower level vibrations if you want to interact in a higher ratio and a higher level of understanding. I cannot tell you the exact frequencies because everyone's frequency is different on this planet. Everyone's frequency will resound or resonate with certain frequencies. You may know your own frequencies if you are working with vibrational energies, so that you know which ones vibrate with you the best and which ones bring you into a higher functionality. But most people are not dealing with their vibration in that sense. They are dealing with their vibration as feeling good or bad. They are not sensing that the vibrations are speaking to them directly. But they are.
I see. Thank you. Was that the rest of the questions in that room?
I do
Yes.
not know.
Yes?
I am done.
Okay.
Is there
There's a-
someone else? I feel energy.
There's questions from our side. Elena, do you want to ask your question? Go ahead.
It's hello and there's no that is no I was I'm here to just to discuss the energy codependence because it's a big thing that we need to understand that there is always energy we have to release in order to be open to new levels of energy.
Correct. Negative energy is in a high amount, if that's the right word, on your planet. And so you are dealing with these densities of energy that are very negative, and you must learn how to release them within yourself and within your area of living space. So you must release that which is not doing well for you. And many people just accept it and go with it and feel the pain and the negativity and the understanding. Some are meant to deal with it because it is part of the plan, but it is not always part of the plan for everyone. And so you must release what you do not need and keep what it is that resonates to you. Om is gratitude. Om is great and brings things into a oneness that is positive. I'm sorry, I'm not speaking well.
Thank you. That's perfect.
Thank you very much. There's a question from Brad. Oh, no, excuse me. There's a question from Lilypad, and then we'll go to Brad. Go ahead, Lilypad.
And then there's a question here as well.
Okay, and then that would be the last question. All right, first Lilypad, then Brad, then the question in the room.
Thank you. Hello.
Um,
So I have a question. Are you the same? Well, I guess the sun is the same as the golden light. Is
we
photon
are many names, but yes, we are of the sun. Om, golden light.
great? And would you I was wondering how the humans can increase the stem cells for healing, I guess, through the photons. How, in any, can you elaborate on how to heal ourselves through activate our stem cells? And
It is something that is meant for humans to do. Your stem cells can be activated by your consciousness, by your own speaking to the DNA, by your understanding of what the DNA can do and how it can function within your being. Your consciousness can make itself aware of all the things that are within the body and the DNA and the consciousness and the likenesses of what the body can do. And you can bring forth healing of stem cells, of problems, of disease,
yes,
of all things, through your understanding and awareness. Awareness is a big part of this. You must be aware of the DNA. You must be aware of the consciousness. You must be aware of what the problem is and where it's at, so that you can send healing to it through Om, or through all things, through God, Allah, Om, Jah, the beingness that is all things, all beings, all understandings, all purpose.
Thank you. I've been trying to do that. I don't know why that come from, but that's what my body's asking me to do, and I don't know if I'm. How can I don't know. How can I? Where shall I start? Would you guide me?
Start with the energy that you feel within yourself. Do you feel any energy?
Yes.
Start with that energy and exercise it, make it stronger, make it bigger, make it more aware, make it understand that you are in charge of all the things within you. You are the master of you.
Yes.
Start there. You
Okay.
must believe. You must understand that you are in charge of you. You are in charge of all things. Take into your body those things that are pleasant for the body. Take into your body those things that it wants and needs and desires, and take that energy and grow it. Make it stronger. Make it understand that when you speak, it must listen.
Yes. I had an inflammation, I think, on my digestive system, and I trying to talk to.
Let me talk to it.
Yes, please.
I am Om. I am part of the sun, which is all Om. I am part of that system, which is unity and the vibration of all things, because God is a part of that vibration that is all things and all purposes and all understandings. And it is the understanding of healing as well. So I'm sending Om into that area. Accept it, because it will unify the body, unify all things in positivity, because that's what you want. You want the body to be vibrating in a positive way, so that the negativity can be released, that the negativity can go away and does not serve the body in a way that is earthly or negative. You want to exchange that for a oneness.
Thank you. Thank you. And I would like to ask your help when I'm here in my
I
place.
will be helpful. I will bring myself and the unity of all things to you.
That's all. Thank you so much. Time is running out. Thank you.
Very much. Okay, Brad has a question. Go ahead, Brad.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi. I have a question, more of a personal question. So I recently go to the beach and I saw light codes coming out from the sun in the ocean. So I was wondering if that is the codes of this simulation, or some kind of how should I say, put it this way. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
I
around
believe I do. Yes, the sun and its reflections are all purposeful. There is reasons for the reflections of the sun. There are reasons for the code to come in through the waters. There is reason for that water to purify by sun. There is reason for the Om to make sure that all things are purified through it and through the exact vibration that it is sending forth, to be a positive influence on the density of this world and all things in it. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, a little bit. I also have another question. So I heard the name Adonai is part of this God's name, and I want to know if that's some type of solar language, or some type of
There are
language from
many
the sun.
languages. There are many languages of the sun and of the universe and of all things. The languages all come together and they meet, and they all are bringing downloads and thoughts and vibrations to this world that are trying to get through this density. But with Om, we try to bring all things into one vibration so that the messages can be brought forth in a way that are much more understood, much more timely, much more advantageous.
Okay. Thank you. That's all I have.
Yes. One more question.
Yes.
Yes, from your room. Thank you, Brett.
Yes. When you say I am Om, are you speaking of the chant or the vibration of Om?
Yes. Om is a vibration. Om is a manifestation of a vibration, of a density of that is oneness. It is when you do Om brings all vibrations together as one. Everything in the room will become of Om. Everything in the room will become of one vibration. All that vibration will come within you, and you will become the vibration of Om. And Om, it will spread out through everything that is being heard by Om. That is a vibrational alliance.
And one last question. Is the moon the same type of body as the earth is?
Yes.
Thank you.
All things can be brought into oneness with Om. Everything is Om. All the codes that you are reading in the sun and in the light will bring unity to all things, will bring messages to all things about what is necessary for them to do, what is necessary for them to bring into this moment so that they can have purpose, so that they can have understanding of all things.
Thank you.
Great. Wonderful.
Does that make sense to all people? Or is there some conflict? Because I want to erase any conflict that they may have about the sun.
No. We
If
believe
there is
that's
none, then we will move on.
what we are out of time. So we would like to thank you for being here and all the beings that came through, Jim, today. But much love to you, and please do come back.
I will bring him back. The channel is waiting.
Thank you.
Hello? Hello?
Hi,
Hi.
welcome back.
Thank you, Jim.
Welcome back. Beautiful channeling. Beautiful things came through today.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I'd like to well, again say thank you. And we had a lot of information from several different entities coming through. So most questions were answered, or at least all questions were initially answered. And the people in the YouTube are saying fabulous, fabulous channeling, great channeling today. So everyone's happy. That's a good thing. I'd like to ask Angie to come forward and do some announcements for next week. And then I guess if Will wants to end with a blessing, that would be fantastic.
And Saphira wants to do a blessing. Angie, do you want to do a blessing?
I'll do announcements.
Announcements.
Okay,
All right,
so we'll do
anybody
it.
in the room, your room doing blessings?
Anyone in our room want to do a blessing? I don't know. Let me see. If someone says yes.
So get that all organized and then we'll move forward.
Yeah, okay. Angie, go ahead with the announcements.
Everybody, we have scheduled our gathering for next year. It is Hucolo Starseed Gathering. It will be August 8th through August 12th, 2024. Next year, not this year. I just want to make sure that everybody knows that it is not this August. It is basically the premise of this workshop is oneness, starseed understanding. You know, what is your star? Who is your star seed? What is your family outside of this planet? What is your connection? Your connection oneness here on this planet. So it's basically a coming together of like energy, like mind oneness. all the channelings lately have been about oneness, and that we are focusing that on this retreat gathering. It is again August 8th through August 12th, 2012. If you are interested.
2024.
Oh, jeez. It is, I'm like the 2020. Okay, that is.
2012? I don't know what that is.
It's going through the portal.
That's
Yes.
right. Portal.
Very long way away, so.
2024, yes.
No,
Yes.
So,
2020, 2012, yeah, okay.
But that's many years in the future.
2012.
Okay.
It is August 8th through 12th, 2024. It is $695, and we are going to be doing a payment plan. So if you are interested in that, please send an email. If you have questions, please send an email to classes@hucolo.org.
Thank you. Okay, so we'll start with some blessings. I don't have any blessings on this side, so Safira and then Will. And also next week we'll have Wendy, Wendy from Language of Lights, and she will be doing her follow-up from the last channeling she did. We simply ran out of time with her, so she'll be back next week to finish along with her husband Dave. So that we look forward to that. Okay. Safira, if you want to come, please come close to the mic, and then also then Will, and then we'll say goodbye.
This is a very short lullaby, so to speak, a song for everybody. I was asked to share and to listen to again whenever you need comfort. Shall I serenade you to ease your worried mind? Shall I sing a lullaby to help you close your eyes? Sweet darling, sweet child, you are loved, you know, all the time. If you cannot see it, feel forgotten and alone. Shall I call the angels to come and take you home? Take you home inside your heart. Take you home to memories of who you are. Take you home to claim your strength again and the beauty that's within, and the beauty that's within. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, Will?
Oh, sorry.
Yes. Hutur ahana asita achata arhu toro. Kasha ahasa ana akiacha ayatoro. Fututu usha hana akaeta rata. Shasha otorana akati. Yaya katara asana aturu utana hatura a. Shaya ka atura asanaka. Chaya tur ana. Sihi katata atakaria cho oro hota. Tarihisonoto oturu. Choda tukuta. Yaya nar idis sahai. Poro turshko urtaha tawa. Shihia ka atura anaha. Tasa aya hakatatarata.
It is our responsibility to raise the vibration of this planet. It is our place to know ourselves well enough to be a light in this world and to shine so that we can make a difference. It is of our natures to shy away from responsibility, but it is ours in a direct way to make this planet a better place. It is our understanding that God's will must be done in this world. It is our understanding that this place is our own and that we are responsible for it in many ways, in every way. And so we must rise and shine and know that we are here for a purpose. And that purpose within us must come forth. And it must be of a way that is agreeable to all people and all lands and all voices in all communications. Bring about the will of God in this world through your love, through your compassion, through your wisdom and beauty, and through grace of God. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
And thank you, everyone. Thank you. Have a fantastic week. I'm sure you guys are going to go lunch or whatever you're going to do. So have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. And everyone will see you next week with Wendy. And much love to everyone. Have a fantastic, safe, beautiful, beautiful week.
Thank you for everything, Karen.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you, everyone.
Thank